What's cracking, my YouTube family? How are we all doing today? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to talk about the biggest news that is probably going to hit the crypto markets this week, and that is the Coinbase listing. What's going to happen? How's it going to affect the underlying crypto market, and how can you take advantage of it? Let's dig into it and get amongst it. So, Coinbase, it's a crypto exchange. US citizens are able to actually trade on it, which is unlike a lot of the other crypto exchanges. There's a lot of rules and regulations around who can trade, especially rules around derivatives and things like that. US is really strict on it, hence why you've got a number of crypto exchanges that aren't even allowed to take on US citizens. Coinbase is one that are able to take on those US traders, and they're listing on the NASDAQ this week, and this is going to cause a big buzz basically, because it means that people can really get direct exposure to crypto through the stock market, and it's more than just through, MicroStrategy and Tesla and people like that who hold crypto on their balance sheets. But these guys are very much related into crypto, the ecosystem, and the growth of the crypto space as a whole. So if you look at the valuation of Coinbase, it's been muted to be between 100 and 200 billion. Currently, the only place you can trade it pre-IPO is on FTX. I will link FTX in the show notes below, and for you to be able to go on and have a look at it. But as you can see, it's already started off, once it listed here at the beginning of the year, or the end of 2020, basically pumped. It was already at 220 bucks. We're now sitting at $527. Is it quite high? I'm not sure. It depends on how you see the whole space. But what is this IPO going to mean for the crypto space? And so there's many people out there that are thinking about this in many different ways. And personally, I think that what we want to look for and look out for especially is if we do get this listing and the whole market just goes crazy and starts to buy this up, because Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is definitely the hot topic of the moment. What effect is that going to have on the other markets? And I think the first thing to look for is how the exchange traded tokens respond to the Coinbase listing, because they're the most relevant, right? Binance Coin, BNB, so BNB, FTT, which is the FTX token, the Huobi token, I think KuCoin may have one as well. Any of these sort of tokens may be first in line to pump with the Coinbase listing going even higher, because if you think about it, the more people are valuing the upside on Coinbase, it's the same thing with really an exchange traded token. So they're the first things that I would look at. The second thing is I actually believe we're going to see a form of Coinbase Vortex. Now that's very similar to what we see in Bitcoin. And so I'm sure many of you who have, played around and traded in crypto before would have seen when Bitcoin rallies, you tend to see alts and Ethereum drop off. And then when Bitcoin pulls back, you see the alts and F rally. And so I think we're going to see a similar thing in Coinbase, where Coinbase pumps, which means people are bullish on more volatility and more trading fees and more activity in crypto. And because Coinbase is pumping, you're going to see Bitcoin pump and all the alts pump, which is actually going to drive more fees back into Coinbase. And then Coinbase is going to continue going higher, because people are going to be like, oh, there's more fees and they're making more money and it's getting crazier and the volume's getting even bigger. So you're going to see this back and forth battle, in my opinion anyway. I mean, this could completely go wrong, everything could go to crap, and who knows really. These are just a couple of scenarios that I'm seeing at the moment, and this is just my thoughts and opinions, but I do think we are going to see something like a Coinbase Vortex in the market. And if you think about it, it sort of makes sense, because at the end of the day, these are exchanges, they're very similar, and the people who are going to be basically trading on this across things are going to be looking for any sort of a lead to basically follow the market up. And we are going to see a lot of volatility. For those who are trading it, I recommend just keeping tabs on that leverage and making sure that you are there to be able to survive any sort of moves, because wouldn't be surprised if we see some crazy things happen this week. For all we know, we could see Bitcoin breaking all-time highs, and if I bring up the Bitcoin charts, we actually see that it's basically in a wedge at the highs, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we sort of see it break to the upside, and then, we might even see a lot of retail buyers start to buy in here as we sort of get close to that 100k mark, and then we actually see that as the point where a lot of people who have been long all through this bull run decide to take profits. It might end up becoming a by the rumor sort of fact, in that you were going to sell post this news release. If the first day of Coinbase pumps hard to the upside, we're actually going to get a lot of liquidity to the long side, which is going to be able to facilitate those who want to take out their long positions, and there's going to be the liquidity there to be able to do so. So that's definitely something to watch out for. I don't know if we're going to see it just pop up and then crash. However, we could see it pop up and then sort of correct before we get another run up. So that's something I'm definitely watching out for. I think a lot of people are probably so bullish on it that people aren't really looking to the downside. I think the downside is a situation like that happens, that we do get like a breakout or even a false breakout, and then we see it come to the downside. So definitely something to watch. Watch if you're trading leverage, and watch if you're day trading. If you are buying in these levels, be very cautious and be very prepared to sit in through a pullback. Potentially look to average. Buying the dip has been a very successful strategy throughout the whole bull market that we've seen in 2020, 2021. And so yeah, definitely something that I would watch out for. If anything, this is actually a pattern where if you get the third touch, you might actually see it break down. So be careful. The market is very bullish. It's very frothy at the moment, and you're actually seeing a lot of things go crazy. Interestingly enough, over the past sort of 2 weeks, a lot of new projects that are being hyped aren't necessarily getting that huge returns out the gate. I think what people are looking for, some of the ones of example of this are, Fade Protocol, which had its tribe token, which is basically halved in value, and then we had BSD, which did pay everyone a lot because it pretty much, everyone who staked up got the tokens for free, but it's not done anything crazy since then. And then we had Boson Protocol the other day too, which ever since it listed, I think the final auction for that was $4.30, and it was trading basically around that price now after dipping lower into the threes. So you're not seeing these projects that are having their capital raising and their token raising and things like that. They're just blasting out the gate and doing a 5x. It's more people are going to play a long game. I think a lot of people are in it looking for the quick, dumping it then if it doesn't, and that's where you're actually seeing them dump first before then they rally. So very interesting if you are looking at new projects that are overhyped, that are, basically looking for these IEOs, IDOs, ICOs, whatever they are doing. Be very cautious on that. In other news, we're going to jump onto Solana. Solana's had an amazing run of late. Something that we've chatted about on the channel for a few months now. It's up at $26. We had a high of, I think, we hit $29 a couple of days ago on the futures. I think on the spot market we hit like $28.80. This has been just a great trade. It's not really causes any pain at all. It's pretty much been all the way out from when we were talking about it between $2 and $3 all the way up to $14. And now we're at 26. We had that, pretty much nothing phase for a while, but didn't really trouble us. It didn't really break lower or cause any problems, and it was just pumped higher. I do have orders in at $30 and above, up to $40 to take some profits out. I hope to those who have been long with me on this journey, who have done their own research and have seen that this is a valid project that they want to invest in, have also taken profits out along the way. Just as I've done, there was definitely times throughout the bull move that you need to take profits. No one wants to see this go to $10 and then come back to $5 and you've not taken anything out. You can never go broke, and you can never go wrong with taking profits. One of the biggest things that I've learned from being in the 2017 cycle is that you got to bank something along the way. You might not want to bank it all, you might want to leave a lot to run, but you got to bank some. And that's something that's very important. And I think, regardless of where you're at and how much money you've got, I know everyone wants to swing for the fence and get 100x on everything and really change your lives, but you can change your lives by doing your research and putting a meaningful amount in at the beginning. You know, there's no point in putting $1,000 in and thinking it's going to go 100x and you're going to make 100 grand and you're doing this on everything and you're actually not making money on anything because you're actually not doing the work. You know, if you do the work on this and you actually understand it, maybe you put more money behind the idea in the first place, and then you don't need it to go 100x to pay you because you have enough in it to make a significant impact anyway. And so remember that when you are looking into this crypto space. Do your research. You know, the only difference between somebody who puts in 1k and 100k, if that's all the money they have too, is that they back the idea. You know, they're behind it, they trust in it, they believe in it, and they think that that is the right decision to make. So definitely do your research if you are in that sort of category. And that really takes me on to the final topic of today's video, which is MATIC. It's a layer 2 scaling solution for Ethereum. It's currently at 36 cents. I have a target that is up at $1. So basically a 3x, just under 3x from here. Not as crazy as our Solana 10x prediction that we had, which was well warranted. And for those who are still in it, you know, you're probably 10x if not more already. This one I actually been in since 3 cents. We got in, we got out at like 8-9 cents. Then we got back in again, and we've been in and out all the way up. And I am still holding now from the early sort of 20s. This is just a great project. It's got a great team. It's got a great narrative behind it. You know, there's a lot of projects on Ethereum that are looking for MATIC as a layer 2 scaling solution. MATIC is basically in amongst the NFT space. You know, you can go on OpenSea and trade a lot of their stuff on the MATIC layer 2, and so it solves a lot of those problems that people are talking about with the gas fees. And in my opinion, this is probably going to be one of the leaders of it, hence why I'm in it. Do encourage you to do your own research. Maybe you'll find something different. I'd love to hear it. But yeah, I think this has got great potential. It kind of reminds me a bit of the Solana move. You know, we had that rally for a while, followed by that time phase. If you kind of have a look at the chart, you see what I mean. You know, we had this rally here, followed by this time phase, and we're just waiting for this next run. And, you know, in my opinion, this run could come anytime. I still think we're a little bit away from seeing these layer 2 things really pump. However, with Coinbase and everything that's going on this week, would not be surprised if we see things just go crazy. I mean, all we have to do is look at BNB and what has happened recently on BNB, which in my opinion is on the back of both Coinbase and the Binance Smart Chain. Everything is just getting more traction. You know, it had that run, nice consolidation phase, and then really broke from, you know, those mid 2s all the way up to, you know, for almost $500, which is, if you remember back to the other videos that we did talk about this getting up to these sort of levels. And yeah, it's just extremely bullish in my opinion. So watch out for it. Watch out for MATIC. Put MATIC on your watch list, and make sure you just do research on them. You know, you might find things that I don't know. Inform us. Comment on the post, on the video. Let us know what you find. Let us know if you agree or disagree. I'm always open to hearing feedback on both sides. And as well, let us know how you've done with Solana. You know, are you still holding it? Where are you looking to get out? What's your plan around it? Solana's got a lot of hype. There's a lot of projects that are starting to build on it, which is going to increase the demand for the Solana token. So that's really good to see. Might always be worth holding just a little bag of this, just for, you know, kind of like your ETH or your BNB or your Bitcoin into the future. Anyways, that's all we have time for today. Hope you've enjoyed it. Hope you've been doing very well. Hope you've been keeping safe and keeping well and enjoying this period of the crypto bull market. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. Peace.